There's a cliff in Sydney known as the Gap. Beautiful, quiet, and tragically famous. Every year, dozens of people come here in their darkest moments. In August 2013, a 20-year-old girl named Renae Marsden drove there alone. She sent one final message to her mother: "Mom, I love you. I'm sorry." Then she disappeared. Her body was never found. But what her family discovered afterward was far more disturbing than anyone could have imagined. Because Renae didn't just lose her life, she lost it to a lie created by someone she trusted most, her best friend. Before the deception, Renae was happy. She worked at a hair salon, loved her family deeply, and had a warm, bubbly personality that people were drawn to instantly. She had also fallen in love for the first time. His name was Angus. They met at the salon where Renae worked. Angus would come in for haircuts, sometimes without actually needing one, just to see her. Their relationship was simple and genuine. They made jokes about their future together, 4 kids, a Labrador, a life together. Angus would later say those were the happiest years of his life. But behind the scenes, something else was happening, something Renae didn't fully understand. Camilla Seaton had been Renae's best friend since high school, but their friendship wasn't equal, it was controlling. Camilla became jealous of Renae's relationships. Even with family members, she didn't want Renae spending time with anyone else. She inserted herself into everything. Friends later described it as obsessive. Renae slowly became isolated. Eventually, Renae broke up with Angus. Suddenly and without explanation, Angus would later learn that Camilla had spent months poisoning Renae against him, and that breakup created the opening Camilla needed. Not long after the breakup, Camilla introduced Renae to someone new, a man named Braden. He was 24 years old, charming, romantic, deeply understanding. There was only one complication. He was in prison. Camilla told Renae he had been involved in a motorcycle accident that killed his best friend and that he was serving time for manslaughter. Because of prison restrictions, Renae could never meet him. They could only text and message online. To Renae, it sounded tragic but romantic. To her parents, it sounded strange, but they trusted their daughter. And Braden said everything Renae wanted to hear. He talked about marriage, children, a future together. Slowly, he became the center of her emotional world. The messages were constant, thousands of them. Braden began controlling Renae's relationships, including her relationship with her own mother. At one point, he insulted Renae's mom in a message calling her a bad parent. Renae defended him. That was the beginning of the separation. Renae became emotionally dependent on someone she had never seen, never heard, and never met. But the truth was darker. There was no Braden. There never had been. Camilla was sending all the messages, using 2 phones, one as herself, one as Braden, switching between identities, controlling both sides of Renae's emotional world. Camilla's control wasn't just digital, it was physical and psychological. Renae later told family members that Camilla had become aggressive, even violent. There were incidents of Camilla grabbing the steering wheel while Renae was driving, pulling her hair, hitting her. Renae was afraid, but Camilla always found a way back in, even convincing Renae to tattoo Braden's name on her body, a name that didn't belong to anyone real. Eventually, something changed. Camilla went overseas for a month. For the first time in years, Renae had space. She opened up to her mother about the abuse. She said she was done with Camilla. She sent a message ending the friendship. During that time, Renae felt hopeful again. She wrote a letter to Braden saying she had finally let Camilla go. She believed Braden would soon be released from prison. She thought her life was about to begin, but Camilla returned, and everything collapsed. Camilla saw that Renae was moving on, planning a future that didn't include her. So she decided to end the relationship as Braden. She sent Renae a breakup message. Cold, sudden, cruel. Then came the flood of texts. 91 messages in a single day. We don't know exactly what they said, but we know what they did. They broke Renae. Even while pretending to be Braden, Camilla texted Renae's mother warning that Renae might harm herself. She knew the danger, but she didn't stop. That evening, Renae left home saying she was going out with friends. Instead, she drove to the Gap. After Renae's death, police struggled to understand what had happened. Her main phone was gone, but her old phone remained. Months later, the family's 13-year-old son and his friend unlocked it using an app. Inside were over 11,000 text messages. When Renae's father mapped the conversations on a timeline, something became clear. When Camilla texted, Braden stopped. When Braden texted, Camilla stopped. Never at the same time. It was the same person. Police confirmed it. Camilla had invented Braden entirely. Despite the deception, no charges were filed. There was no law against catfishing in this way, no financial fraud, no direct evidence encouraging suicide, nothing prosecutors could use. Years later, at coroner's inquest, Camilla admitted Braden wasn't real, but she claimed Renae helped create him. The family says that was another lie. The coroner concluded Camilla was responsible for the deception that led to Renae's death. Still, no criminal charges. Today, Camilla moved on with her life. Marriage, children, normalcy. Renae's family lives with the loss every day. They still see Camilla in public sometimes, and they continue pushing for a legal change, something they call Renae's Law. Because emotional manipulation can destroy a life just as surely as physical violence. Renae Marsden believed she was loved, but the person she trusted most was slowly rewriting her reality. And by the time the truth surfaced, it was too late.